nothing over music. John, are you ready? Ron, are you ready? Jose, let's go!
Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still. Yeah, all season long we're gonna keep the garden live. Let me introduce you to New York, starting 5. Listen to the podcast, like it and share it. What highlights of RJ, Broadway, Barrett. The question is, what kind of offense we gonna run, son? It doesn't matter, we got Jalen Brunson. Let him drive the lane, you know that we stopping them. Welcome to the block party, Mitchell Robinson. You need a deep shot, call Evan Fournier. Look behind the 3-point line and find him over there. And trust, there's nothing we can't handle. If things go left, we call Julius Randle. Look all the way up and see OB topping. And NY, it's good to see your IQ dropping. Hit the defender with a hezzy, he froze. Classic, vintage, D-Rose. You wanna see fans do? Tell me what the bet is. Human highlight, you gotta keep your cam on Reddish. You can't handle the beef, then why start? And make sure you tune in to catch iHeart. Put the Knicks on the New York Times with the vets and the youngins like Quentin Grimes. Run with us or run from us, it's time to pick sides before I end up waving the deuce like McBride. Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, go! Still Knicks fans, still Knicks fans, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still SKF, SKF, still.
What's going on? We are back. Thank you for tuning in to SKF Weekly. Another episode in season 3. I believe this is episode number 4. Ron and John in the building. We are here. What's going on, brother?
We are here. We're in the building. I made it.
If you guys knew all the behind the scenes stuff that goes on, you just have no idea. There's so much stuff, man. So much stuff. The things we do to make this show happen for you guys.
Shout out to our guy Jose in the 1s and 2s, as always, holding us down.
Yeah, let's go. Oh, man. Thank you guys once again for being here and tuning in. Appreciate you. Once again, I know it's like a broken record. It's a jam-packed Monday, a lot of Knick content. And then now, more importantly than that, is the Knick game. In about, what time we got now? 9:12. So I think it's a 9:15 start.
Right?
Yeah, I think it's a 9:15 start. So we're going to have the New York Knicks versus the Minnesota Timberwolves, guys. Hey, you know what?
Some interesting turn of events, brother. I was catching on the ride here. Jericho Sims in the starting lineup?
What?
What?
Damn, you got that exclusive. I didn't even catch that.
What?
We bring it to you live here on Still Knicks Fans, man. There's nowhere else you can get it except when John was listening to it where they reported it somewhere else. But right here, right now, you heard it. Jericho Sims in the starting lineup. Let's go.
Let's go. No Rudy Gobert. So it's going to be Cat versus Jericho Sims to start the game off. Jericho Sims is a Minnesotian, so he will be coming back to his roots.
Interesting.
In today's game.
You know what? And this is actually probably a very smart idea. You know why? Because you keep Hartenstein in the role that he's used to being in. Not just because he comes off the bench, but also because of his mindset. Because Hartenstein is a guy who gets into a lot of foul trouble. So keep him in his same role, understand the importance, and not come out the gate, with the starters, with the adrenaline, everything's all pumped up. You might get a little couple ticky-tack fouls. Leave that for Jericho. Let Jericho come out and the adrenaline stuff, and then that way at least you got Hartenstein off the bench. I like it.
Not to mention, Jericho Sims is a better defender in the perimeter. And Cat likes to shoot the three. So you got to get a kid who's going to be athletic and get out there. You know what I mean? So that's a smart play by Tibbs and his coaching staff. So kudos to him. Another great play. Another great decision, I should say. He's been making some interesting decisions early on this season. Hopefully he keeps it up.
As of late,
Cam Reddish,
definitely.
another start.
Dude, this
Cam
starting
Reddish.
lineup, I don't think a Knicks fan could name this. What? RJ, Julius, Jericho, Cam, and Jalen Brunson? I don't think you could put this together.
Yeah. Listen.
Wow.
Let's see if it works. We got to be better defensively. Defensive perimeter defense has been horrible this year. We've given up a ton of threes. Let's see if we can show it up. The good thing we got to go in against the Timberwolves tonight is that they also are poor defensively from the 3-point line as well. So, and they don't shoot it like as good as other teams. Like, for instance, the Celtics shot it the other night. So, expect a lot of rebounding, a lot of poor shooting from both teams. And I guess whichever team gets the allotment of threes going in their favor, I think will end up becoming the winners of this matchup.
Ooh. There we go.
Hey, gentlemen.
Oh, man. Hey.
What's good, Jose?
How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all excited?
Excited.
Great.
This dude here drinking café con leche right there. Look at that.
Hey, man, I need it, bro.
Lo Bustelo.
But listen. The game is starting.
That's right.
And last week, both of you actually made a prediction for this game. But there was a little thing that I threw out there, and I said, before halftime, you guys have the option to change your prediction. Because the truth is, because the game is starting now, we won't know the end of the results of the game by the time we finish our episode tonight.
True.
So, with that being said, let me just bring this back up. You also get a sneak peek for later tonight. But look at the first one. New York Knicks versus Minnesota Timberwolves. Both of you predicted, and this was on y'all because remember what happened last week, but we talk about that later. Both of you predicted that this will be a W. Right before halftime. Now, I don't have cable, and you guys will be giving us an update, so please let me know right before we hit halftime. We will come to this again, and I will give you the chance to change your prediction. With that being said, I'm out. Bye.
All right. Appreciate you, Jose. I don't even know. Honestly, I'm not even sure if the show will still be on when they get to halftime, because halftime could take a little time. What we could do is we could give the prediction after the first quarter.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm with that.
Yeah, let's do that. All right, I'm with it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, uh-oh.
There's
Wait.
more to come.
This is exciting. I love it. All right, after the first quarter, you said it. You heard it here, folks. I'm out.
First quarter. Sims, a block and a rebound already.
Already. I like it. So
good energy.
So far, I think the Knicks are winning zip.
Nice.
RJ
We're
with the
winning.
early
We're
rebound.
winning in turnovers. I'll tell you that.
Hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you. I won't quit my day job. Oh, yeah, that was a little bit too much from Cam there, but I like the idea. It's getting a little wild. It's okay. Anyway, guys, you know, this has been an eventful week for the Knicks. I guess we don't really know what this team is yet, which is what you deal with a lot of teams early on. Like within that first 20 games, they're still trying to figure themselves out. Karl Anthony Towns just caught an and one on Jericho. It was an awkward shot. I'm not going to, you can't really get on Jericho for that. It wasn't that awkward. It just looked awkward from the live angle. But there it looked like a regular shot.
It's a pick and roll action. It's going to be tough to guard. You got to stay home.
We get killed on the pick and rolls.
Got to play underneath.
And with this
right?
guy, this is going to be tough. Yeah.
Yeah, but play underneath it. You know what I mean? Like if you're the defender on the pick and roll, I don't know who was that. Was that Brunson who got caught behind the pick and roll? You got to play under it. You can't go over the top. You got to play under, because this team you got to let them shoot. Right? Got to let them shoot.
Mm-hmm. You got to. That's smart. See, sometimes with this, and I don't think we're gonna have a big. See, this is weird because the Knicks have been playing really poor perimeter defense. This is probably a game where you want them to shoot.
Right.
Knicks are currently losing 3-0. 9:55 left in the first quarter. Yeah, but this has been an interesting week, to kind of figure out who this Knicks team is, and we definitely don't know who they are yet. They don't know who they are yet. Right. That was a bad play.
Well, we're not doing game by game, so not game by game. Yeah. Was it play by play? Is what I meant to say.
Play by play.
We're not doing play by play.
And Brunson's got the ball. He's on the left corner. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, so yeah, guys. So this has been an interesting week. It started off with the Atlanta Hawks, I believe, and it did not fare well against Atlanta. And oddly enough, when I was watching the game, because we were coming off of the remnants of the Cleveland Cavalier game, and Cleveland lit us up. That was the previous week, right? So in the Atlanta game, because DeJounte Murray was so hot, I felt like they lit us up too. But then when I went back and looked at the box score, no, that's what I'm saying.
Beginning of the game, we were up. We were up.
Correct.
We were up by a lot.
That's very true.
So,
we just played poor defense at stretches throughout the game, and let them go on big runs, huge runs, and that was a problem.
Yeah, it's one of the issues we have going on right now. We're not shooting the ball well as a team. And we're not playing good perimeter defense right now. We can't stop any back cuts. We can't stop the pick and roll. It's a lot of open threes.
Look at that defensive play right there, John. I mean, come on, bro.
Oh, I'm probably a little behind you.
That's why I'm leading you up to it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm seeing it already.
Yeah.
I'm seeing.
We've seen that all week, bro. We've seen that all week.
Yeah. And that's Randall's guy on the swing. That's all it is a swing pass. It's like, how you not finding your guy?
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what they're doing. And honestly,
at least we're hitting threes too. So
well, they coming into the game from the last game against the Celtics, they look like they got their shot. They look like they're hitting their shot. So that's good. We'll see what happens, man. It's gonna be them back and forth. I think this Knicks team has turned into an offensive team, not a great shooting team, but they're not a defensive team anymore.
Well, then hopefully they could show that up. As of right now,
I hope so.
See. Cam got 2 in a row. Julius hit 2 in a row. Looks like something popped. So what do you got? What's the score on your side?
I got 12-8 Knicks with 7:37 left.
All right, cool. All right, so the Hawks. Let's not forget what we were talking about.
Yes, back to the Hawks. Anyway, so yeah, in that Hawk game, man, like you said, bro, we had a lead. We were in command, and it fell apart. I mean, they blew up. Was it a 27-point lead?
27 point lead
lead
in 8 minutes.
They blew it
8
up,
minutes.
and then they basically never looked back, and we were trailing
And
every moment after that.
and not to mention, right before the half, what's his first name? Young Trey, what's his name?
Rayford,
Trey
Trey
Young
Young.
was injured. He came out with an injury, did not come back until somewhere, late third, maybe early fourth, and we still
Right.
couldn't take advantage of that.
Crazy.
It was a bit
Crazy.
sad to see.
It's nuts. It's nuts. It's horrible
And
basketball to
our
watch.
house, he made it even worse.
Insult to injury, bro. Insult to injury.
That's a fact.
Shout out to the chat. Thank you guys for being here. By the way, I know, like I said, it's it's a very busy night. You guys are watching the Knicks, so I'm sure a lot of you are just on TV, on your TVs watching instead of being here with us. But we appreciate you. Hopefully, you watch the replay afterwards. But shout out to David L. Shout out to Comega. What's up, my guy? Shout out to Wonder Woman.
Nice.
Appreciate you as always. Ashley Inc. is in the building. What's going on, Wiz? First Lady of Still Knick Fans is here. Geraldine McIver in the building.
Appreciate it all.
Yeah, man.
And the Knicks are on a quick commercial break, and we're up 12-11.
That is correct. You know what? So, John, pretty much you kind of know this game against Atlanta was just bad. It was horrible. It was one of those. This is one of those you put in the vault of last year's games, those 20-point lead games we blew.
Yeah.
Now, it was a little different because we blew it early. Those 20-point games, we were blowing them late, and we had big leads late, and we still blew them. This just happened. Second quarter was a barrage. It's just crazy, but it gave me that same taste. I was like, no, this is not good.
Yeah, same feeling.
I didn't like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things, one of those games where you're like you're hoping to get one, especially you're hoping to get one at home against the Hawks to prove that we're not like we're sort of shaping up to become a different team, but then it just brought it all back, just and this time it was DeJounte Murray showing out in front of the Garden crowd, you know what I mean? And just making a mockery of the team that we currently have on the court. So I think they have to have a little bit more pride in that. I thought they played well in spurts, but again, when you aren't able to hit your shots, you got to be able to do other things well, and that's play team basketball, being able to share the ball, share the wealth, you know what I mean? Be aggressive defensively, act like you want to be in a position to win. Didn't seem like they had any of that after the third quarter. And I've seen a lot of padding, like RJ Barrett was like padding stats at the end of games. You know what I mean? Like that's not a good look. And that's not what we're expecting for this season. So
yeah, I don't like it at all, brother. I don't like it at all.
Right.
But like I said, when it comes to that, I blame Tibbs. Tibbs has got these guys, they're a little too loose out there. He needs to get control of this, get some order here. Don't let RJ do certain things. Don't instruct RJ to do certain things because we don't even know. He could be telling him, go get yours. No, it's just not the way to play. It's not the way to play.
Especially at the end of games. Like, why is he even on the court? He should be not. If you're losing by more than 10, you should be not playing in the fourth quarter. Like, it's not even worth you coming out.
So yeah, that was a tough one to deal with. Once again, shout out to the chat. I see a couple more people in here. Dwayne Dennis in the building. King Ribby is here. Angel Torres is in the building. Thank you. Appreciate you guys for being here. Oh yeah, Geraldine, I see you. I'm watching. Geraldine's in a fantasy league with a lot of us, and she's doing pretty damn well for her first one. Yeah, shout out to you. Speaking of shout outs, we take this time to shout out someone real quick while we have a moment. Oh boy, all right. I mean, I even look because stuff is bad over here sometimes. Shout out to my little buddy. John has a son that is I think right around
Yes.
his age when John really started to get into sports. I think, is he right at that age when you started?
Well, he's 13. He started earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah, he started earlier
Did
than
he?
me.
Because I
Yeah,
started
yeah,
at 14. Okay.
yeah.
All right. So he
I
started
started
earlier
at
than me
10.
too.
He started earlier than me, but yeah. But this is
Wow.
his
Okay.
first actual like legit, and I'll share with everyone. My son just made his varsity junior high school team, and he's extremely excited. I'm extremely excited for him. Yes, give it up, give it up, give it up. Yes,
Let's go.
yeah. Young Jaden Ortiz in the building. So
That's right.
he is
Young Jade. I like to refer to him as the original J Boogie, but that's before I knew the other J Boogie. So you know what I mean? It is what it is.
It's all good. So he is a two-sport athlete, and he is doing really well in school. So we definitely congratulate, scholars both in the on the court and of course in school on the books as well. So I am extremely proud of him. He is my firstborn, so looking forward to seeing him grow. He is mostly known for his baseball skills. As my son plays center field, in the what is he, 12 to 14 leagues. Really good baseball player, has like great hand-eye coordination, better than I ever had at that age. He hits for power. He does a little bit of everything. And now he's taken his athleticism to basketball, which he's starting to really get into more now than he was early on. From the age of 3, he's been, with the bat and ball in his glove, bat and ball in his hand. And now he's taking a liking to basketball. He played a couple of little tournament stuff, when he was a little younger, maybe 8, 9.
Mhm.
Then now he's picking it back up, and he's 13 now. So he's got the height. He's about 5'8" right now at 13. So I'm 6 feet. So he may be 6'2", 6'3", hopefully. Hopefully get some guard skills. We'll see. But excited to see him play. Excited to see him getting going. So congratulations to you, my son, Jaden Ortiz. You're probably watching. Congratulations, my boy, and looking forward to seeing you play.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Good stuff, man. I'm happy for you, brother. Keep it going. Don't get discouraged. It's gonna be some easy ones. It's gonna be some tough ones. Just go through the whole ride, man. You're gonna be great. I like it. He's a chip off the old block, man.
I know, and he's starting to work hard at it. Where before, you remember, I would tell you he's not taking it serious. He's not practicing.
Yeah, I know.
He's starting to take it serious. So gotta give him love.
Great. Quick score update, guys. First off, Derrick Rose is in the game now. Hartenstein, how you really say it, but that's a lot of work for me. He's in the game now. Jericho's out. It's 22-17 Knicks with 3 minutes and 46 seconds left. Julius is having a good shooting first quarter, by the way. Putting that out there.
Yes, good game overall.
Yeah, surprising, but hopefully he keeps it going.
Two-man game between Randall and Cam. Cam a little too aggressive on going to the basket, but here we go again.
I see your point, Dwayne Dennis. Dwayne Dennis says, hey, this team could have possibly been 2-7 with losses to the Hornets and 76ers. Not good, especially with Embiid and Harden not playing. Maxey almost beat them by himself, and they struggled against them. Yeah, it's very true. They easily could have been 2-7. But, here's the funny thing. I think the Knicks are, what, 4? Is it 4 and 5?
4 and 5. 4 and 5. 4 and 5.
Funny thing is, they could have been 6 and 3 too. Like these games, yes, of course they got blown out in a couple of them, but had they had a chance to make some smarter decisions in a few of these games, they had a chance to win. So it's just one of those things, like, you want to be critical of them and look at what they're doing wrong. Like, it's evident to us, which I think is a good thing. We can easily pinpoint what's wrong with this Knicks team right now. So maybe they can hopefully easily correct it. Half of it is effort. The other half is understanding what to do and where to be on the court, and understanding you got to pick up your teammate and help your teammate out, right? But effort is important. Effort is 50% of the battle with these Knicks. Sometimes they don't show up. They don't give that effort, right? If they just do that, understand where to be on the court defensively and pick up their teammates, I think they'll have a much better chance to win games because, in some of these games, they haven't been shooting well at all, right? We know that. And so, therefore, it's affected their scoring too, the bet, all these things. But if they start to get hot, like moments like right now, I mean, Julius already hit 3 threes, I believe. Like certain things are happening. This is one of those games you can build off of, get yourself back into the right frame of mind. They need it.
Right. Yeah, no, I would have to agree with you. And you never know, like, for instance, if we kept that lead in that Hawks game and played good defensively, we could have won that game. However, we went back to sort of old way of playing, not believing in each other, not being accountable for your play on the court defensively. And that's something I'm looking forward to seeing. Where's the veteran leadership? I want to see Rose be more outspoken when he's out there and when he's on the bench talking to the guys and letting them know, like, let's pick it up on defense. He has to hold them accountable because that's what he spoke about before the season even began, right? It's holding each player accountable. And so now it's time to do it because it's early in the season. Better to get it nipped in the butt now than wait till midway in the season where folks already sort of are comfortable with their roles and already established themselves. Because at that point, they don't want to hear it from anyone, other than a coach. So establish that conversation now. Let it be known. Maybe there was a little bit of that happening with Brunson's dad and Obi, right? There were some conversations around that potentially being an issue. But again, I'm okay with any of the players and coaches, going at it, especially when you're talking about making sure you're accountable on the defensive side, because that's the most important. Like, don't lose your guy, play aggressive, get out there, close out the right way,
Agreed. It's 25-25 right now. 2 minutes and 41 seconds left in the game. I mean, in the first quarter. RJ Barrett just recently hit a 3. I guess that's a good sign. But then he missed the 3. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Shout out to Sherwin. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you as always.
Absolutely.
So, after that Hawk game, Julius just hit another 3, guys. That's 4 threes for Julius. So he's definitely feeling it tonight. Then we get the 76ers. This was a game with no Embiid, no James Harden, and just Tyrese Maxey, who was playing well at the time as well. But, not in a position where he has to be the man. So it was interesting to see, what would happen here. And I thought, as I was watching the game, I felt like it was a must win. And they made it very interesting in typical Knick fashion. It was a game they should have won easily. Maxey basically, like what was said earlier, kept them in the game. He could have won the damn game by himself. That's how they were playing against this team. And they were also another team that weren't lights out from 3. They were just getting us in poor rotational situations on defense, guys making bad plays. We had a lot of turnovers in that game. Just poor basketball.
A whole lot of turnovers. It was a ridiculous amount of turnovers that first half.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I don't know, man. It's like the only good thing I can see or say from this early part of the season is get it all out your system early. You know what I mean? Like, get this nasty play out of there now while you can kind of, oh, come on, you got to get this guy. While you can, yes, sir. Okay, it's one of them nights. Obi just hit a 3 from the corner. Nice pass by Hartenstein. I'm sorry. I don't want to do play-by-play, but I like what I'm seeing.
Hartenstein already 2 good passes, one to Randall, one to Obi.
I agree. Hartenstein is very good at that. Yeah, this might be one of those games where the Knicks get it going. So yeah, it's just one of them things. Like you could just see, like they're making poor turnovers. They're bad decisions. Some turnovers are so ridiculous you can't even believe it. Like, don't worry, I'm gonna show you one in a little bit when we get to what were you thinking. And it wasn't even in that game. It's just every game is the same thing. Like some of these plays you just don't know what the hell's going on. It doesn't make any sense. But it was just one of those games. And after all that was said and done, the Knicks won 106-104. They won by 2 points. It's frustrating.
And they almost lost it, right? Because there was a
exactly.
A shot at the end of the game. Yeah.
It just doesn't make sense to me. I don't understand why they struggle so much. One of the things that I talked about before, which I thought was going to be a benefit for the Knicks, was the fact that they have a lot of guys that are coming back that have played together for 2 or 3 years. It doesn't even show. It doesn't even show, dude.
I don't know. I don't know if they're adding more schemes to the offense, but it doesn't seem like there's much of any difference to this team. It's just bad IQ. When you have the ball in your possession and you're the guy who's running, the offense at that particular time, you have to make better decisions. Or if you're out on a break and you see a mismatch, make a better decision than just chucking it up with 3 defenders in front of you. Like, it's just, you got to be smarter. Got to be smart.
Agreed. And you know what? In some cases, it's bad IQ and it's bad IQ. You know what I mean? In that Philadelphia game, going up against Maxey, you would think, listen, they have their own little rivalry, these guys. They usually play good against each other, and IQ has played good against him in the past. In this game, he was 1 of 7.
Right. But did a lot of rebounding, though, right? He did do well.
No, not in this one. This one, he had 6 rebounds. No, he had 6 rebounds and 2 assists. In the game prior against Atlanta, he had 16.
Okay. Yeah, that was the one I remember. I was like, man, he was rebounding the ball well.
Right. So, yeah, it's just one of them things. Like, you just don't understand what's going on. They had 21 turnovers against Philadelphia.
That was crazy. That was sickening.
Unbelievable.
So that points to turnover ratio was crazy.
Nuts.
That's you don't win games like that.
Exactly. They were fortunate enough to win that game. They really shouldn't have. But Philadelphia had their own issues.
You generally don't win games like that. And that's sort of
no,
and then again,
definitely do not.
They were without two of their main stars, one Embiid, who's a legitimate all-star player, right? Could be potentially MVP player when healthy. And then James Harden, who he may not be what he used to be, but can still put up buckets. He can score with the best of them still.
Before we get into what took place in the Boston game, it's the end of the first quarter, guys, and it's 38-29 New York Knickerbockers. So it's time for someone else to come back in. Let's go.
I had to come in style. What's up, fellas?
Oh, yeah.
What's going on?
Man.
How y'all doing? Y'all good? Y'all miss me?
Good.
Hey, man. We
Very,
miss you,
very
man. We
much
always
so.
miss you, brother.
Yeah, you don't have to lie to me. But thank you for that.
No.
What? Huh? With that being said, now you guys get to see Little Walter at the end of the show.
Little Walter.
Hey. We
You get to see his outro, but you can still see him right there in the weekly predictions. But listen, folks, we are not predicting this week's game. We are just giving the opportunity for Ron or John to change their prediction for the current game that is happening right now. I told him we could do it during halftime, but Ron, said that, hey, there's a chance that by the time halftime happens, we might be done with our show. So with that being said, gentlemen, Both of you predicted a dub for this current game that's currently happening right now. I don't know what the score is right now. What's the score?
It's 38-29. New York Knicks are up at the end of the first quarter.
Okay, you stuttered there a little bit. So do you want to change your prediction?
No. I'm going with the W.
You going? Okay. John?
Knicks came out gunning tonight, folks. We're getting that W.
John?
Oh, yeah, I got to go with that W. I can't change this.
These are truly Knicks fans right here. They have faith in their team. All right, I'm done. Catch you guys later.
How did Dame Dash used to do it? The Rock in the building. Oh. Anyway, yeah. So I'm feeling good about it, man. But we're at the start of the second quarter now. Derrick Rose bringing up the ball. On the court for the Knicks is Rose, Emmanuel Quickly, Obi Toppin. Evan Fournier is making an appearance now. And Hartenstein. So then that brings us to the ball. Okay. All right. Evan Fournier with the early turnover. Let's go.
All right.
Then that brings us to the Boston Celtic game. And you know what? I said that if the Knicks shot well, they had a chance to win this game in my head. But I didn't realize that the Knicks might, continue to be playing in a certain fashion that would dictate Boston breaking a record with threes made. I don't know. Look, it's a combination of really poor perimeter defense, right? Because there's highlights. You can see it. You can witness it. It's very bad closeouts. There's a lot of drop coverage. And also, Boston was on fire from three. Sometimes you get a game like that. Now, I do think the Knicks helped them to be on fire because the game was not nice. Like it was like practice, giving them nice, good looks, get themselves in rhythm, and then they just took off from there.
Brown had so many open looks early.
It was a tough one, bro. It was a tough one.
It's like, don't you know this guy can shoot the rock? Like, why is there no one near him?
And you know what? What happens, John, and this happens all the time, right? When you give teams opportunities to get easy baskets and easy looks, right? Some of these teams are blessed with talented players. So what happens is now you're saying, okay, we got to crank it up, got to get our defense going. Then that's when the backbreakers happen. Jason Tatums and the Jaylen Browns of the world, even with defense on them, they start hitting shots in your face. So now you just destroyed. It's over. You destroyed.
Yeah, you can't get those type of players that much confidence. You can't give them confidence, because they're knockdown shooters. They're guys, they're playmakers, one, and then second, they're knockdown shooters. It's not like you were doing it against, Marcus Smart, who himself hit a couple, but that would be the person, if there's anyone on that team that you want to give them the shot, that's the guy. So,
hold on. This is just crazy, bro. Sometimes you look at a team's numbers and they are what they are, but when it comes to a certain aspect of the game, you're talking about maybe 3, 4, 5, maybe 6 players that affected that certain statistic. 3-point shooting in this case for Boston. In this game, Jaylen Brown shot 54% from 3. Tatum shot 46% from 3. Blake Griffin hit a 3. He shot 50%. Marcus Smart shot 60% from 3. Derek White was 50% from 3. Grant Williams was 50% from 3. Sam Hauser, Doogie's brother, was 62% from 3.
He only scored
Brogdon
2
was
points?
40% from 3.
Yeah, they all were knocking them down. But that
Even
that
Noah
goes to show
Vonleh
you.
hit one, bro.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that. Vonleh did hit one in the corner, right? That was a corner shot.
This was crazy, bro. They shot 27 for 51 from 3. Oh, man.
Sickening, bro. But again,
crazy.
What happens? You don't close out. You don't get to the guys. You don't get in front of an NBA player. It's going to happen to you in certain nights. So, do you chalk that up to? I think you have to chalk that up to poor defense and the Boston Celtics just being hot at the right moment.
No.
You know what I mean? Like,
it's a combination of both. You could say it was horrible closeout defense, bad perimeter defense, but Boston also had it going. You helped them get it going, but once they got it going, it was over. It was like that time, last year when we played, and I brought it up before, but you never forget that time when we played the Cavaliers, when Ricky Rubio, everybody was guarding him. He could not
Kevin
stop.
Love.
Nope.
Kevin Love
was over.
gets his.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was one of them games. Now, you know what? If there is a bright side in this game, it's that this is the first time we got to see three of the $100 million men on the Knicks all played well together in this particular game. They lost. They had some horrible defense, but on the offensive side, all three of them looked good in their own right. Starting with Mr. Jalen Brunson, who, some might say would be a peak performer. Just saying.
Yeah, I would say he would.
Jalen Brunson had 22 points, 3 rebounds, and 10 assists. He played very well in the game. What did you think about his game?
I think it's a good rebound game after his prior performances were not so great. Like he's steady. I would give him that. He's one of those guys who he's going to bring it. He's going to be active. He's going to play good minutes down the stretch of a game. But as far as like overall games, his game against the Hawks game? Wasn't exactly what I expected from him. And then there was one, I think it was the Donovan Mitchell game, right? The Cleveland game right before then, or was it Milwaukee? Maybe it was Milwaukee. He didn't do well.
It might have been Milwaukee.
A couple of games.
Yeah, it was Milwaukee hit him with the clamps with the defense. Yeah,
right. So those two performances weren't great. So it's good to see that he was able to come back from that and provide a scoring punch for us. So far overall looking good. Nice little breakdown by the Knicks right now, though. Just a heads up, man.
It is still second quarter, 9 minutes left. 48-29 is the current score. The Knicks are on fire right now, and this is one of those things I said in last night's game. Not last night. In the game against Boston, they were shooting pretty well. So this does help their confidence. And when the Knicks come out shooting, not only one does it give them, because when these guys start hitting shots, they're a tough team to beat. That's one. And two, it helps their confidence, because you know how it is with offensive players. They hit some shots, they start playing better defense, they start moving up the court better. It's the thing. It's always the thing. So
also proves that the Timberwolves are not that good defensively either.
You did say that. That's a very good point.
Right. So this helps us out offensively.
We'll take it.
I'll take it for sure.
Yeah. So, this is what you're looking at right now. Let me just check real quick. Knicks are 11 for 22 from 3 for 50%.
Right. Good ball.
Not even at the second half yet. There's still 9 minutes left in the second quarter.
Yep. They're rebounding the ball well as a team. They're getting back on defense to the best that they can. They're not doing great, but they're doing enough to get to be there defensively. This last sequence was like Evan Fournier with a steal off of transition defense. The swing over to Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson finds Obi. I think it was a corner three or maybe like mid corner three. And then now we're up. So it's good transition offensively as well.
Yeah. Right now, current leading scorer is Julius Randle with 15 points on 5 of 7 from the 3-point line. You got Obi with 8 points, Quickly with 7 points, Cam Reddish with 6 points, and RJ Barrett with 5 points. So they're getting off to nice starts. Jalen also has 6 points. 3 points. I'm sorry. So, but he hasn't really been doing much shooting. He's only taken 3 shots because he sees how the game is going. He goes with the way the game is going. He don't have to do much as long as everybody else is doing what they need to do. And Mr. Big Mouth himself, Anthony Edwards, has 0 points. So, good stuff.
Right now,
you love to see it. But you know what? This is the type of game the Knicks have to capitalize on because no Rudy Gobert. If Rudy was here, this might be a different story.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But they're hitting from the outside anyway, so it's good.
Yeah, at the end of the day, you got to play against your competition. Who's there is who's there, right? We don't have no Mitch Robinson either, so we're sort of down a defensive player as well.
Right, true. Really good move by Karl Anthony Towns right there. Guy's got so much skill, man.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
unbelievable. Excuse me. So, as I mentioned, another player that played really well in the Boston Celtic game was Mr. Julius Randle.
Right.
Julius Randle came to play, and it looks like he's coming to play tonight as well. In that game against the Celtics, he had 29 points, 9 rebounds, and 2 assists. A very typical Julius type stat line that we're used to, that we haven't seen as much of this year, because with the Jalen Brunson being here and being a primary ball handler, Julius doesn't get the same type of touches. He still gets a lot of touches, but not the same type of touches. So not everything is flowing through him.
But what I like about his game is that he's
well.
rebounding. Yeah, he's rebounding the ball. He's playing better in the block. He's giving us a little bit more effort, offensive. He's getting down there. He's going for rebounds. He's not just waiting in the perimeter for an open jump shot. He's doing a little bit of everything. His defense could be a little better on the closeout. I think himself plus to everybody else on this team. But for the most part, he's giving us what we're asking of him. He's almost at a double-double, right? His sort of league average, right? He may not be up where he used to be in points, but he's there in the rebound category.
Mm-hmm. Which, I mean, in fairness, it's a little tougher for him to be as effective on the rebounding side, because we brought in Hartenstein, and Hartenstein is a pretty good rebounder. So it makes sense. Like, it's less rebounds for him to capitalize on. But it's good. It's good for the Knicks. And there's a reason why the Knicks are number 2 in rebounds in the NBA.
Right.
Yeah. So shout out to Julius. And it looks like that it's carrying over into tonight's game, that good play from the Boston game. Offensive play, should I say. And then, last but not least, which we knew was going to happen eventually, so we just got to be mindful and keep paying attention to how streaky he gets. RJ Barrett had his moment, and it looks like he's finally got it going again, because we knew it was just a matter of time before he had a good shooting game. And in this game, he had 27 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists, but he was very efficient in this game. He shot 9 for 15 from the field, 3 of 5 from 3, and 6 of 6 from the free throw line.
I'll take that. That's the kind of consistency
the type of RJ you
want
to see. Yep.
That's what we want as Knicks fans. We want to see that consistency. And even if he doesn't,
what's going to happen here, folks?
Oh,
we jumped a little too early. What you about to see it, John? It was a nice play. I had to stop you right there.
There's a couple of good plays right now recently, so I'm watching. I'm paying attention. Yeah, so I'm sure I'm going to look at that right now. Okay, I see. Yeah, I see. Okay, good fast break.
He just took off a little too early, but
a little early. Yeah. They wanted him to do a rim rocker right there.
yeah. If he would have waited a little bit, he could have got a little wild with it, bro.
He was excited. He was out there on a fast break. Glad he didn't miss it.
Shout out to the chat once again. Shout out to my guy Jay Boogie in the building. He says, shout out to the chat. Blessings, health, and happiness to you all. Big ups to Ron and John. Looks like the offense carrying over into another game, but make sure you pack that defense inside that luggage. Facts.
That's right.
Facts.
And we got to come out of this second quarter. If we continue with this lead and come out of the third quarter, we got to keep smoking hot. We got to be aggressive on defense. We got to keep putting down those shots.
The third quarter is key. If the Knicks continue just to ride out the rest of the second quarter and worry about the third quarter, game over. Because the fourth quarter, they should be able to, no problem. The pressure's not there. It's these third quarters, for whatever reason, they keep rearing their ugly heads with this New York Knicks team.
That is fact.
Sherwin said, if Sims is 6'9", there is no way Obi is 6'9". I know it may not look like it, but in some cases, don't forget, guys are,
but Sims ain't 6'9". He's 6'10". He's about 6'10" and a half.
He could be. I know the way people are in the wingspan, people are built differently, so they look taller. Yeah. You never know.
Yeah, and Obi's 6'9" with sneakers on, so that means he's really like 6'8".
Right, he really is probably like 6'8".
Right. But both very athletic, so it's going to be helpful for us as a Knicks team to have them on the court in various times throughout the season together, because you get that athleticism, that quickness off the rebound, get those young kids out there running. It's going to be a good look. So far our defense hasn't been great, but it's good
been
enough
a lot
to get
better
this
than
game.
what we've seen in these other games. That's
Sure.
that's a big,
But again,
a big key.
But that's Minnesota also not shooting it well either from the perimeter.
Very true.
See, so those are two
Very
factors.
true.
They don't play good defense on the perimeter, and they're not a great shooting team. And even more so when you don't have a Rudy Gobert to cover them down in the block and down in the middle and cover up a lot of those
also
rebounding
at some
deficiencies that they have.
Also, at some point, I would think that Minnesota should be trying to change their game plan. If they know they don't have it tonight, they should be trying to, expose the Knicks in the paint. Like get Karl Anthony Towns down there and let him go to work. Anthony Edwards should be driving to the basket, trying to pick up fouls and show his athleticism. They whatever. That's their problem.
But this is something that they talk about, like this Minnesota team. They don't know, like this is a team that got decent players on their team, but they're not going anywhere. Right, even with a Rudy Gobert, then you don't expect them to be anywhere near a championship run. And D'Angelo Russell, he's not. He doesn't take over a game. He's a good ball player, but he doesn't seem to want it bad enough to be a focal point in the offense.
Right.
And as I said that, he hits a three. No, so. At least on my watch.
That's how it works sometimes. This is like the best case scenario for a fan of this Knicks team and their positions. I mean, to have your starting power forward be smoking hot, have 15 points sitting on the bench. You bring in the backup, Obi, and he is equally hot with 12 points. That's the type of production you want to see from that position. Now Julius, I believe, is coming back into the game. Yeah.
It's a good pass by Evan Fournier, helping out, doing some things offensively. You know what's a big key too, though? As a Knicks team, let's not fall in love with the three. You're up now. No reason to keep going crazy with the 3-point shots. Take what the defense gives you, right? I think you were talking about this during the Know the Ledge when I was listening in. You have to do what you do best. And if you're up and you have an opportunity like you have now, no reason to keep throwing up threes if you have an opportunity to score closer to the basket.
Although they're hitting them.
Right, but you can't fall in love because you hit or miss, right, at some points.
Oof. Yeah, this is why I don't like. The Knicks are not a good three-point shooting team. At some point, okay, now you've hit a bunch of them, right? Now the defense got to be honest, right? Okay, stop settling for the three. The guy comes out to you, overplays, take it to the rim. The move that Karl Anthony Towns just made, this just shows you how special a talent he is. That height, 6'10", to be able to move like that, special. I wouldn't mind having a Karl Anthony Towns, a Joel Embiid.
He did the MJ. He did the MJ.
Yeah, very nice,
right
bro.
Hand to the left hand.
Yeah, man.
He's a good talent.
We were talking about this earlier, bro. Well, I shouldn't say we. They were talking about it. I was in chat. There was a lot of talk earlier about possible blockbuster Knicks trades that may present themselves that you wouldn't think of. But because there's been some rumors that we don't know what's true or not, that Joel Embiid may be getting a little upset with the Philadelphia 76ers situation. If there was a chance that he was on the block, would you go after him and do what it takes to get him on the Knicks?
Yeah. I mean, he is a franchise type player. I just don't know what the injury is. I haven't followed
That's the same
him
thing
close
everybody's
enough.
been saying, bro.
You know what I mean?
Injuries, bro.
However, look who we got. I mean, Mitchell Robinson's injured every year. So, I mean, it's an upgrade. Definitely an upgrade.
Is it?
Yeah, no, it is. Because The one thing Joel Embiid can do that Mitchell can't do is score everywhere, offensively. And he's also a good defensive player.
He's just as good defensively. Yeah.
That you can't sleep on his even. People try to make him seem like he's not a defensive player, but he is a good defensive player for his size. And he runs up and down the court with the right team. He can get his off at any moment. He runs the court really well for a big. He can handle the rock with the best of them. We've seen it. Yeah, he's an all-star. I would not mind that at all. Now,
very true.
Is he a big personality? Absolutely. Is he made for New York? I don't know. Some say it's equally tough to play in Philly, right?
Right.
Some say it's equally tough to play in Philly. So if he can handle Philly, I'm sure he can handle New York. We would have to change the sort of what we look like as a team, though, because he's going to need shooters around him, and we don't have that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to have to move on some pieces in order to
well, they probably have to do
direction.
something anyway, just in order to get him, you'd have to give up a boatload. This team would definitely look different.
Right. Cam got to wake up. He just almost threw that one away.
I know. You'd rather just throw the ball into Brunson and just see what happens rather than making that type of play.
Yeah, that was out of this world.
I do not like to see Julius talking to the refs.
Did they give that ball to Minnesota?
Yeah.
How?
I don't know. I've got it on mute. So
they called the foul. They called the foul.
Oh.
They called the foul.
They said he pushed him in the back, and he probably did. If it was Julius, I believe it.
Yep.
It's always Julius. He's one
of
them on the low dirty players. But
he does it so often he doesn't realize he's doing it.
Yeah. It is what it is, bro. Guys like that with the strong big meat cleaver hands, they're always like like this. They're swatting flies, but they freaking hitting you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so far so good, man. It's 4 minutes and 38 seconds left in the second quarter. Knicks are up 63-43.
They can't fall in love with the three. They just got to stay patient.
Hey, let's go.
Allow the defense to do what they do.
Agreed. So, you know what? I think it might be time for us to do a little what were you thinking? Yeah. And today's what were you thinking is once again RJ Barrett.
He's got a lot of those to start the season.
Yeah, he hasn't been making the smartest decisions to start the year. And in this case, look at his pass. Oh no, what were you thinking? Look at his face. Oops.
Oops.
Let me get this up the court.
Comedy.
I got all these guys.
What is he doing?
Cam open in the corner. He had Jalen open. Look, come on, RJ. Oh man.
Yeah.
Dude, this has been happening all season. I don't understand.
Yeah, not really sure.
That's just that's an example of our season so far.
Yeah, you gotta play within yourself, man. You can't just be, loosey goosey out there, thinking that every play you make is gonna mature to what you think it's gonna be. But you gotta make the pass. You're the passer. That's on you. Yeah,
I mean that's a tough one because you had
pass.
Two dudes open. That's a tough one, and Jalen was wide open in space.
That's just composing yourself as an awesome offensive threat, stopping, and you see that's the problem with not having the mid range, right? Because he's just 100%. His mind is going to the basket. When they collapse on him, he's sort of in between. He isn't willing to slow down. Make the right read.
That's a very good point, John. That's a very good point. If he had a mid-range, he would have already been. He would have been in that position where he could slow down and either pop it or pass it. And either way, you still get a good shot out of it.
Right, and you don't. He could have had an offensive foul had the defender just stopped in front of him. It would have been an offensive foul. It's just like you got to be
This is
composed.
what I've been wanting, man. I don't think I've said it yet on the shows. I want RJ to learn how to be a Dwayne Wade, a DeMar DeRozan type player.
Facts.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
I don't
Even
get why
Jimmy
he hasn't
Butler.
worked.
Even Butler does it.
Yes.
Like, prime example, someone who's built, stocky, strong player, like RJ is built right now. Just, play within yourself, be in control. I think that's a part of it. He goes downhill so much that he is not in control of his body and where he wants to go. He makes a decision to go left, which is 9 times out of 10, and he's going that direction. If you beat him to the spot, offensive foul, or you're in a place where you could defend him easily and make him make a tough shot. So,
right. And we've already witnessed it. We've already scare me with these passes. We've already witnessed it 3 times this year, going up on 3 people.
Right.
Like, you're not that guy. If you're Anthony Edwards, maybe I'm like, okay, because you might be able to jump over these people, but he don't have that leaping ability.
But even Anthony Edwards isn't doing that. You know what I'm
saying?
He's
not doing that either.
That's what I mean. Like, you play within your game. You know what I'm saying? Like, and this is something, and I just looked at Reddish take a fall that he's unnecessary for. He also needs to figure out a mid-range as well.
Right.
Because
what he could have did,
there, you stop and
pulled up. John, this is why we're here, buddy. This is why we're here, man.
Yeah.
That's all you got to do.
Even Kobe would have stopped there and faded away. Or got up high on him and just let it and released it. You know what I mean? Like, you get up high on them guys, they aren't going to be able to, because they can't come under you. If they undercut you, that's a foul anyway. You know what I mean? So
exactly,
these guys got to learn the mid range. It's weird, right? It's either all or nothing. So
yeah, I don't know, man. Like I said, this team in particular needs to emphasize some of that mid-range game. It would help everybody and would help them as a team, because that 3-point thing, that ain't it for this team. At least not with this particular personnel. If they switch things up, maybe, but not right now.
You know what? Who I'm disappointed in? I'm disappointed in Coach K.
Oh, I see.
Is he not their college coach? Like, isn't these things like you should be teaching these kids these things? You know what I mean? But that's the problem with the one and out, right? You're one and done, or 2 years and done, and you don't got enough experience to come into the league primed and ready to go. It's the problem with a lot of these young players.
And you know what? In fairness, not to Coach K, but to that Duke system, that's how it is. It is a system that doesn't necessarily allow you to show every bit of your game. And in some cases, maybe they don't work on every part of the game that you should be working on. Because look at all the Duke players that played in Duke that came into the league, and then they showed something that, we knew they could play, but they turned into something different once they got into the league and could really expand on their game, like the Grant Hills of the world. Grant Hill was good at Duke, but he became something special in the NBA.
Yeah. Tatum, same thing. He was
good.
Yeah,
Tatum's in another one. Yeah,
but he's a little bit better than what he showed when he was with the Dukies.
It happens. And also, I think the one and done makes you make a good point. That has a lot to do with it. Yeah. You don't get to see enough of these young players to see what they can do, and for them to learn more.
You mature your game in college, you know what I mean? You figure out things a little bit more if you spend more time playing the game. A lot of these kids come to the NBA and they're thrown right into the fire, sink or swim. You're going to either play a ton of minutes and be that number one guy, or you're not. And then you got to figure out what your defined role is going to be in the team. Like RJ Barrett right now is trying to figure out what his defined role is for this team.
Yeah. I thought we weren't going to make it to halftime, but it looks like we are, guys. But while we are still waiting for us to get to half, there's 2 minutes and 13 seconds left. This might be a perfect time for us to get into our predictions.
Yes, sir. And there's an Austin Rivers sighting.
Oh, Mr. Averaging 0 points a game. Let's go.
He said all the right things. Leave him alone.
What's up, gentlemen?
Hey,
good?
Jose.
How y'all doing? Y'all miss me? I feel like I've been coming on this show for a long
Always,
time
buddy,
today.
always.
Too many times.
Yeah, man. No, this has been great. This has been great.
No. My contract states I only have to come up one time.
That is true.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen you either. So maybe that's a breach of contract.
I
point,
see what you
good
did
point.
there. Okay.
By the way, it's just score update real quick. 1:49 left in the first half. 71-48 Knicks.
All right.
Now, gentlemen, we're going to do something different this week. I feel bad because for the last 2 weeks, I gave you guys curveball. I feel bad. So, for this week, I'm going to let you guys predict first, and then we get into who was the king of last week. Because last week, woof.
That was a tough one.
It was one of those.
That was tough.
But these are the games coming up right now. Of course, if we count tonight's game, the Knicks do have 4 games, but tonight's game will be ending, obviously, tonight. Most likely when all 3 of us are sleeping. This is getting late for us.
Right.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm off tomorrow.
Oh, look at you.
Not me.
Neither am I.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I still got to work, so it don't matter. It's election day, but I still got to work. So anyway, continue.
With that being said, gentlemen, these are the upcoming games for this week. I'm going to let you decide who gets to predict. Typically, one of you predict, the other one will send me their prediction. But you know what? Let's have a conversation, cross-talk. Let's just, let's just talk. Tell me, who wants to go first this week?
I went first last week, so I don't want to be a monopolizer of this spot.
Let's not monopolize. That's right. I'm with you there. All right. So we got the first game of the week, which is tonight's. It's going to be a win. I would say Brooklyn versus the Knicks. It's going to be another win. And then we go to Detroit, and we win another.
No, Detroit comes to us.
Well, Detroit comes to us. Either way, we get that win as well. And then we'll probably lose to OKC.
Okay. So we got 3 wins and an L. Ron.
Win versus Minnesota tonight. We already called that, and I still expect that to happen. Win versus Brooklyn. Win versus Detroit. Win versus OKC. We get back to business that's never personal.
Week.
EPMD.
EPMD. Okay,
I love how you guys had to mention the game that's currently happening. Like I was giving you the options to change it. I wasn't. Just FYI.
Hey,
Second of all,
gotta let it be known.
Ron lied to you because he didn't go first last week. Technically, you went first because you're the one that chose the predictions, which comes to this moment right now. Oh, by the way, take a screenshot. Those are their predictions for this week. Awesome. But let's talk about last week. Listen.
Oh, and shout out. It was a bad one. Shout out to Big Task at Hand in the chat. I see you. Francisco Carrillo in the building. He said, hola, que dique. Hey, paisan. I hit you with the Puerto Rican and the Italian. Let's go.
Que dique.
Listen, guys. Last week, as I mentioned, Ron, you did not predict last week. Nope. John got to predict first. But last week, I threw a curveball. We allowed the fans who were watching us make predictions. I did the first set in the beginning of the show, and I did the second set during the ending of the show. And John, I believe that you decided to go with the first set? No, the second set.
I did. Second set, right.
And Ron got to go with the first set. And with that being said, we do have a king of predictions for this week. Are you guys ready?
2 in a row.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wait. He say 2 in a row? I see how it is.
Ready? Our king of prediction of last week is no other than You Better Dance, boy.
Let's go.
2 in a row.
Listen, I still remember last week. If anyone has not watched last week's episode, definitely after this one, go check it out because John said first set. Then he decides to switch it up. Then he confused me so much that I had to reconfirm what he said. And he said, I'm going to go with the second set. And I bet he regrets that decision.
I do.
I wasn't mad at him, though. I was like, what? Yeah.
But listen, gentlemen,
I can't keep making those mistakes.
No.
Yeah, we gotta stay true to the game, man.
Stay true to the game. Yep. That's why I let you guys just, make the predictions for this week. Next week it's gonna be interesting, but I'll leave that till next week. With that being said, gentlemen, I'm off. Peace.
Have a good
All
one,
right, brother. So, we're at halftime. Are we?
Yeah, we're at halftime.
Yeah, we are at halftime. Yep. And
current score
we are almost outta here.
76-52. Knicks up.
Julius,
What do
Randle,
you
20
look
points
forward
at the
to the
half.
second half?
Honestly, really, to be honest, I really hope they take heed to the words that they haven't heard you say. I hope they stop jacking up so many 3-point shots and just continue to find good shots and build on the lead. You know what I mean? Just continue to build on the lead. It doesn't have to all be these perimeter shots. Unless you're Julius. If Julius wants to keep jacking a little bit, he's 6 of 9 from 3, 66%.
I don't want him to
I know,
do that
but you know
either,
he
though.
will.
Yeah, but the point is like you got it going from the perimeter, right? Find a good shot. It doesn't always have to be from the 3-point line. Now, if you are wide open and you have the shot, then take it. But if you could find an offensive flow to allowing you're taking what the defense gives you, take it. Give up find an open man. Give up an extra pass here and there. Don't always shoot from 3. I think we'll be better off coming into the third quarter playing like that for us to consistently hold the lead. The worst thing that can happen right now is that we go cold from the 3-point range and then we don't get consecutive rebounds. We don't get second shot opportunities. And now we lose momentum because that's what happens.
And I got news for you, John. Well, maybe it's not news for you. If I was a betting man on what Minnesota's going to do, I think in the second half, they're going to continue to give the Knicks these 3-point opportunities.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is just like when we play a team or played a team in the past that we know is not a good shooting team and they lit us up. Sometimes you just, you chalk it up. They're not good at shooting threes. Right. We're going to keep giving them threes because they might shoot themselves out the game and we get right back into it. And the Knicks can definitely easily do that in the second half.
Yep. Don't want to
see that
happen.
Hope they're a little bit more disciplined this time around. But I do expect them to still continue to get some open looks.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm looking to see that as well. I think they're going to close out this third quarter well. I think I'm going to hope that they come into this third quarter, with the same momentum, same fire on the defensive side, team rebounding, get out on fast breaks, move the ball, find open man, get some open shots. And I think we should win this one easily if we do that. So I could see a score in like 116, 120 right now. I think we're on pace to score like 120. What is it, 70? How many points we got right now? 79?
76.
76. So we're right there. Around
I
116
think
to 120.
they're definitely looking at 120.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would say what I would hope this is where coaching matters. This is where Tibbs and the staff need to step up and say, look, we got a nice lead. I know you guys are feeling good from outside. Let's try to get into our sets and start running our plays and doing this type of stuff, get good shots. Remember, how we like to get in the paint and do what we got to do. This is when Jalen needs to start taking over. This is when you get Cam more involved. He's got 8 points. Get him more involved. This is when Obi comes back in the game. He gets them transition opportunities, some fast break stuff going. This is when maybe quickly starts to, get going. And RJ, who's been kind of quiet, even though he's not shooting bad, 4 of 7 from the field, 1 of 2 from 3. He's got 9 points, but he hasn't taken a lot of shots. So I would expect him to be a little bit more involved in the second half. This is when those things need to start happening.
Yeah. Play off a pick and roll. Play off a pick and roll. Let them stop the pick and roll, because if they can't stop it, why switch that up?
Right.
Play off of that. Get these guys open shots. RJ, drive into the basket, get him some easy buckets, back cuts, something like that. Do some shift the offense a little bit, where you're not just predicated on the 3.
Agreed. I like that. I think that's a really good plan that they should consider doing. I hope that somebody in that locker room is saying something like that, because the other thing, forget about this game. That's also not good basketball forming habits. The Knicks are 13 for 29 for 44% from 3, but they're taking 29 threes. You don't want to be in a game where you're taking like 53-point shots. Like you need to get into other aspects of your game and get that stuff going.
Yep.
Because the next game, you're not going to have them same shots falling. You don't know what's going to happen. You could have it, but most likely,
Yeah, that's a fact. Especially with our inconsistent play. You never know what will come, in the next game or two.
Agreed. Yeah, man. So I think this has been another good show. And wow. Yeah, look at this one. I mean, they just showed highlights of this Houston Rocket Orlando Magic game. I mean, Jalen Green and Paolo Banchero were going at it, like 34 points for Green, 30 points for Banchero. Yeah, this is going to be a fun season watching these guys and talking about them. So I can't wait to get to the NBA report on Thursday and be able to talk about both these young guys. But yeah, man, this has been another good show. Thank you guys for being here. John, did we cover everything? Anything we missed?
I think we knocked out every single cylinder. I think we covered it all. We're on point.
Good. So any final words, my bro?
As always, looking forward to the next one. Stay blessed, all of you out there, and thank you all. Appreciate you all for the love and support.
There you go, guys. There you go. And like I said before, you guys have no idea all the behind-the-scenes stuff that's happening when we try to get these shows together. Throwing caution to the wind. Police escorts, all types of stuff is happening just to get John from point A to point B to get here so we can do. All types of stuff is happening, man. Oh, and guys, listen, he's not going to do it, but this is my job, my role, and I haven't had him on. This was John's birthday week, so let's give him another happy birthday, guys.
Yes, sir. 44 years young.
What'd you say? 64 years young?
64 years young, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, man. Happy for you, man. I'm glad you could be here for another good birthday. I know you had a good weekend. I can't wait to hopefully chop it up with you for the next year.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, man. Once again, guys, thank you for being here. Shout out to the chat once again. White Falcon in the building. PG-13 aficionado. Kareem Grant. What up, twin? Is in the building. Salute. Thank you guys for being here and rocking with us. You could be anywhere in the world, but you decided to tune in with Still Knick fans and do our own little version of a watch along. This ain't a true watch along, but at least we were here for a little bit and you guys were with us. Thank you once again. Shout out to all y'all. As I always say, tell a friend who tells a friend who tells another friend. Still Knick fans, we'll be back again. Check us out Thursday, NBA Report, 8 p.m. Saturday, 11 a.m., Know the Ledge. And right back here again next Monday for SKF Weekly. at 9 p.m. Shout out to my guy Jose on the ones and twos holding us down. As always, we appreciate you. Light it up, guys. And there's no better feeling to be able to leave the show at halftime. Our Knicks are up big, and we're hoping for the same type of action in the second half. This is a good feeling. So let's enjoy it. Let's hope for a good victory, a nice blowout victory, and something that we can build upon. Because as you can see, the schedule, we could win all 4 of these next games, or all 3 of them, should I say. So this could be a nice little winning streak, get the momentum going, because these games are going to get harder. Again, we're going to start to run into the Bulls and these other teams. So, yeah, we need these victories. What's John's favorite line? You got to get fat, or what is it?
Got to get fat. Got to get fat. When the going is good, got to get fat.
That's right.
It's winter season. Right, it's time to unload, right? It's winter season.
There you go. That's right. Let it go. We got to get it all. Come on, man. It's got to hibernate. Pack on the pounds, man. Get these victories.
Right.
Stock up.
That's right.
All right, guys. It's been a pleasure. You guys have a great rest of your night. Enjoy the rest of this Knicks game. Once again, at halftime, it's 76-52. Quick stats, Knicks are shooting 51% from the field, 13 for 29 from 3. They've got 24 rebounds to Minnesota's 22. And then we've got 18 assists to Minnesota's 15. So far, we're on good pace at the half. Ooh, stats. Just popping them out, boys.
Let's go.
Anyway. All right, guys. Take it easy. Have a great one. Enjoy the rest of the game. We'll see you on the next one.